What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shock and the Nice Hedgehog here with our Week 4 WWC Team Builder here going against Mortal. And Mortal, I think, I've only faced one time, and he unfortunately, I think, 5 or 6 outsweet me with a Dragon Dance allowed Kyurem Black. And I don't know, but the good news is we technically forced him to kill a Suicune in that match, which was legitimately his child, which I guess that makes up for it, but. Yeah, but I'm hoping to get some revenge against Mortal. This matchup against Mortal is incredibly weird, mixed, rough, a lot of things, like it's really kind of unique in a way. So, but yeah, if you guys are excited, but like haven't already, subscribe if you are new, join the First Soccer Crew today because you'll be with the King of the Crew. And now I believe Mortal is either 0-2. I know he's frat pack 0-2. I don't know if he's 0-3 or he's 1-2. But I think he's one of the few coaches that's in desperate need of a win right now because he's been pretty much getting really big bodied by a lot of teams. But this is the matchup I think he's definitely going to have the chance to, body me because it's a bit of a rough matchup. It's a bit of a rough matchup for me here. But if you guys are excited, if you like, haven't already, subscribe. If you are new, join the Fish Striker Crew today because we're the King of the Crew. And again, if I repeat my intro, go ahead and make a counter, and that'll be the amount of times I will literally have to smack myself off camera. Just make sure I don't forget to do that. I won't actually do that unless you guys think it's a funny joke or anything. But hey, let's break down Mortal's team. He's got Vikavolt, Victini, the double V's right there. He's got Gastrodon, Tornadus, Ferrothorn, Greninja, Hitmontop. I'm blanking on these names for some reason. Galarian Weezing, Kyurem, Cofagrigus, and the Espionage. Espeon for shorts. Looking at his team, this team's kind of built around semi-hazard stacking, sticky webs a little bit. And I mean, I really say mostly hazard stacking and maybe a trick room option, but mostly like kind of like hazard. I mean, it's also kind of this team's just actually kind of just randomly weird because he's got sticky webs. He's got a total of one rocker, I'm pretty sure, one spiker, one toxic spiker, no, two toxic spikers and two regular spikers. And then one, and then she has three spiker. He's got two, yeah, he's got two spikers, two toxic spikers, and one stealth rocker. So he does have some hazard game. His hazard control is very limited. Well, he's got two defoggers, but one doesn't really want to run defog, and one kind of can run defog, but it's a waste of move slide. And then he's got magic guard. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see this strategy. You guys have been noticing a lot of people have been purposely bringing hazards against us because they see our pretty much lack of, if not zero, removal on our side of the field. So gonna be it's gonna be in that type of situation where we could potentially win the game or not. So we have to be very careful around that. So yeah, if you guys are so look at his team. I don't think he's bringing Espeon. I feel like Espeon's way too frail for this matchup, and plus I feel like with having things like Aegislash, Cinderace, Choice Scarfers that are physical, even regardless of Medicham, I just don't think Espeon matches up that well. Cofagrigus could come if it really wants to, but again, I feel like Cofagrigus is not that good against me because if you look at the fact, Pure Power, Dark Pulse, Ghost type, a normal type that takes advantage if you give it Facade. Like, would you want to give huge power Diggersby Facade? Ask yourself that question. The answer is no. Kyurem is something I could potentially see him bring. If Kyurem does for some reason do show up, it 150% has to be Choice Scarf because he cannot afford to be Specs. He cannot afford to be Specs unless he's taking just damage roll chances. If he's Choice Scarf in that fashion, it's more better for his team because then it outspeeds and autotomizing potential autotomizing Aegislash. It outspeeds a non-scarfed mons on my team, and Scarf really just helps in general against certain things against my team. Excuse me. Galarian Weezing, something I could potentially see him bring. Galarian Weezing's a bit of a hit or miss Pokemon this week because of the fact that Galarian Weezing can kind of just. Oh wait, no, man, I'm really stupid. He's got three toxic spikers. Man, I'm really slow today. I don't know why. But Galarian Weezing's not that bad because it is a decently good answer to things like the Hydreigon on my team. But I don't know if he's gonna really want to bring it because I do have Aegislash, I do have Cinderace. We're very offensive, and I do have Mega Medicham, very offensive threats. It's not a bad Spadef wall versus our team, so that means it's a really good answer to potentially both my Alolan Ninetales and my Hydreigon. But again, with Hail up there as well, Artazol can just spam Bolt Beak on it, so I just don't really expect it to really do that much or per se to come this week. So I don't know. Hitmontop is something I could see him potentially bring if he's really worried about my Hail core with having Bullet Punch and Mach Punch on his set with Technician boosted and everything like that. It definitely would be decently good hazard remover in case he needed it. But looking at his, and I just don't know, unless he's going to be Intimidate support, which I don't even think that's going to be as good as what I think Technician can do right here. But looking at the team, I do expect him to bring Vikavolt for those webs, those sticky webs, and those things like that. Now, here's the thing with Victini. Victini, I feel like, is still going to be Choice Scarfed. I really believe it's still going to be Choice Scarfed. I do expect maybe a mixed or full special Victini. I see physical, but the problem with having physical then is that again, lowering the stats, especially if I can core change the sticky webs, it's already going to be crippling your speed even more, which gives me more of an advantage. I think he's going to bring his dual waters in Greninja and Gastro, just for the fact that Gastro is a really good defensive tank. It's one of the decently good answers to things like Diggersby and Aegislash. It's also a fantastic check to Cinderace, which is also really good. It's not as the greatest answer to Medicham, but it's a decent answer to Medicham regardless. Torrent, I definitely think it comes because it's gonna most likely want to shut down my rain with having priority in Rain Dance to get Hurricane boost. Plus, with also limiting that stops me from Blizzard spamming, which is really good. Or for me, even setting my Aurora Veil up, which is gonna be really important as well. And overall, I think just Torrent can just do a lot of like it can also do some port options with knockoff. I do expect this thing to potentially carry some defog hazard control at least as well. So definitely something right over there. And lastly, I think he's going to bring Ferrothorn. I think Ferrothorn matches up relatively well against my team. It's a decent thing that can kind of sit in front of my Cinderates with the Okaberry and then knock it off or something like that. I also see it as a really decent good answer to things like Aegislash as well. It's also a decent one of those mons that can take all the ice type attacks from Ninetales plus Arctozold and stuff like that. And plus, it's also a really good thing they kind of check in on Ferrothorn. For what I expect Ferrothorn to be, I am probably most likely mixed defensive. I could see it being a little more physically defensive, which actually would kind of not benefit him all that much. But if we don't say Ferrothorn, I will be a little surprised because there's just so much that my team can do against it that it would be a little surprising not to see it. So that's what I'm expecting him to bring versus us. I'm not feeling all too comfortable with this matchup just because it's just a weird matchup, I feel like, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and break down our team for this week. And for once, when I looked at something like Aegislash, the matchup just screamed Aegislash to me. We are running Swords and Shadow Sneak, Close Combat, and Shadow Claw, 104 in HP, Max Attack, Adamant, 68 Spadef, and 84 Speed. The speed lets me be faster than I think all of his defensive mons, which is relatively good as well. With a Swords Dance up, we are basically nuking everything on his team. Now, we do need to be very careful. Close combat, as you can see there, is just strictly for that Ferrothorn. Other than that, and close combat also will hit the Greninja, but that's not really a big concern. We have Swords Dance here with Shadow Sneak plus Shadow Claw. Shadow Sneak, unless that Victini's Cassette Berry, it's not going to live a +2 Shadow Sneak at all, which is going to be relatively good. And if we could try to burn that berry or try to figure out if that thing is scarfed or not, that's going to be really important for us to know right there. Because I do have a couple of ways to figure out if he's going to be scarfed in this matchup, so that's going to really help us unless he's also going to be like Specs or something like that. But up next, we're bringing my Cinderace here with the Heavy Duty Boots with Core Change, Sucker Punch, Power Ball, and High Jump Kick. Powerball spam is pretty definitely good in this matchup, which is pretty good right there. You have Sucker Punch there as a way to be able to hit the Victini on a super effective damage and to figure out if Victini is going to be Specs or not, or offensive. It's more likely going to be 4 moves, 100%. And so I do expect Sucker Punch to come into clutch, and I am bringing High Jump Kick just be the kind of insurance policy of sorts, but it's also kind of a way to hit. What else does it hit really out his tube? High Jump Kick also hits the Greninja switching in. It hits the Kirin, which is more of a potential friend, stuff like that. So if we can kind of figure out what we want to do for Cinderace this matchup and figure out the switch-ins to this thing, it's going to be relatively good. I definitely expect something like Gastrodon if it's Rocky Helmet to come switch in on me as well. We do have core changing because, again, if he wants to set up the sticky webs, that's fine with me. I'll get the webs on his side of the field and force him to defog. or it'll force him to have a webs versus webs match, which basically will neutralize all our speed stats. And that's why having Shadow Sneak on Aegislash is really good priority options and keeps us in the way of trying to beat his team. We are running enough speed to be faster than Victini. That is max speed, and that's the only thing we bother to go for the speed creep, because I'm pretty sure I cannot outspeed Greninja, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Greninja tops off at 122, so I can't even outspeed that if I tried, so... We just went for the route. We could have made this a little more bulkier, but I felt like being a little more offensive with our Cinderace this week and to help with that. Mr. Rain or Dakota Kai, which either will be 3 attacks or 4 attacks. I don't really remember. I don't really know yet, but it's going to be Drain Punch, then Headbutt, Rock Slide, and Recover with 4 in HP, max attack, and max speed. This speed ties with 15 unless it's Choice Scarfed. Which again, if it's Choice Scarfed, it's gonna get neutralized speed, and if it's not, like legitimately max speed, which I think he's just run max speed anyways, and it's just something else, then that's where we have Rock Slide for. Other than that, Drain Punch plus then Headbutt will destroy Mortal's Draft. It just destroys it. Recover, I guess, could be good in case we're in front of any potential stalling mons that can't do too much to us, and we just recover up and then just go for our attacks. But overall, I think Medicham's matchup's really good. I definitely hope Medicham can put in the work that I wanted to do in this game, so it's definitely going to be something to keep note with that. Next, we're bringing our Trigon, our Hydreigon here with Nasty Plot, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, and Roost. We are risking it this week. We are running Mono Dragon and Fire coverage this week instead of Mono Dark and Fire that we did last time. Dragon just hits everything for roughly super effective to neutral damage. This guarantee knocks out Greninja. The only thing it does not guarantee knockout is going to be that Victini. So if Victini does prove to be Choice Scarfed and is chosen to prove that it's max speed, with going for Dragon Pulse, if it's again chipped just ever so lightly, Dragon Pulse at +2 can knock it out, and then I can just roost up the damage afterwards. But Flamethrower basically will OHKO Ferrothorn, OHKO's Vikavolt after a +2 and stuff like that. So it's just going to be a very offensive monster in this game. We are running enough speed to outspeed the Kyurem, so if Kyurem does come and Kyurem is faster than me, it will reveal that it's Choice Scarf. We are also running the 24 HP for just a tiny bit of bulk, but honestly, Hydreigon is here to hopefully put in the work. Again, I might switch this to Dark Pulse just because of the fact I want potential damage, but having Roost is just really good, but I don't know. I might switch it up and just bring in an offensive variation of this mon just because. Finally coming off the bench after about 2 weeks of not bringing it. We're bringing back Elsa this week, but we're not bringing any other Elsa. We're bringing Choice Scarf Ninetales this week. 72 HP, max special attack, and 184 speed. With the speed, we are faster than his fastest Scarfer, which, well, technically speaking, because technically his fastest Scarf would be Torn, but no one's going to really want Scarf Torn. So his fastest starter realistically is Victini. So we're faster than his fastest Scarf, which means we are faster than everything on his team. We have Moonblast, Dark Pulse, Blizzard, and Freeze Dry. Blizzard spam could be really good in the Hail, which is also really good. Freeze Dry is there to be able to beat the Gastron in case Gastron wants to try to come in on me. And also if I want to save on Blizzard PP. We have Dark Pulse there for the Victini, so if Victini's chipped down a little bit, we can go for the Dark Pulse and knock it out. And we have Moonblast because Stab Moonblast hits about everything super effectively hard and also neutral. So definitely great mon to bring this week. I'm not bringing Aurora Veil just because of the fact that I want him to just, when he defogs, I don't want him defogging away any potential screen. I just want him to defog away the webs, which I think I'm more afraid. And last but not least, we are bringing Diggersby this week with Agility, Earthquake, Fire Punch, and Break with 36 HP, max attack, Adamant, 220 in speed. Now, just like I said, this speed does outspeed his fastest stuff, and also with the agility, we are faster. After agility, we are faster than Choice Scarf 15, which is also relatively good as well. We are running a soft sand Diggersby this week, just because like you look at his team really doesn't want to deal with ground type moves. We have Fire Punch there just specifically with the Vikavolt, and we have Break there just in case the Greninja wants to switch in on me. I do expect Greninja to have Water Shuriken. I do expect like something like a Water move, Dark move, most likely an Ice type move, and then for those three, figuring like a Water, Dark, Ice for sure. And then if he does not bring Shuriken, if he does not bring Shuriken, I will be amazed by that. Then we can actually just win with Diggersby after we get an agility off, because unless he's for some reason Choice Scarf or Ninja, he does not outspeed me. So if we can get agility off, Diggersby can kind of just win. If we can just get Diggersby in the position to kind of just sweep, Diggersby is also good right there. But overall, I think Diggersby is just here to help potentially break teams and hopefully just whittle things down.
I feel like our main ways of winning are stuff with maybe like Aegislash, Hydreigon, Elsa, even Dakota Kai. I feel like a lot of pieces can do a lot of this game. So that is going to be it for me. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. But until next time, guys, I am Phil Shocker, the United States Hedgehog. I will see you guys next time. Peace.